The scene shifted to the 75th floor, and we see a food mart full of people where fruits, vegetables, and juicy meat. Well, every food item was present. Our lazy-ass Oren was trying to buy meat with 1 tower coin, but in every shop he was getting rejected, saying now the market price is 4 tower coins for 1 piece of meat, fish, or any piece of food. Well, he tried to negotiate, but he didn't know Asian mom rules and was just a lazy-ass rich kid who hadn't gone through any hardship, so everyone was charging him a little high. Now, after getting rejected by almost all the sellers outside, Oren started to scream, holding his head frustrated, shouting, "What is going on here? Why the hell is food so damn expensive?" His lackeys that his father had assigned, knowing he was a good-for-nothing son, were just watching him from the side, sighing in annoyance. They explained to Oren that, due to the ongoing war, some merchants on several floors have started buying up large quantities of food and hoarding it all instead of releasing it into the market. That must be why the food prices have soared. Well, that was common knowledge, even that every common man knew. But Oren, well, the only thought in his mind was to play with his girl's melons and wanted to finish this task ASAP. He started to curse the merchants for stocking the foods, but just then he got a brilliant idea. He thought rather than doing this, should he take matters into his own hand. His idea was instead of buying supplies from the vendors, why not buy supplies directly from the farm at a lower price? He thought this was a brilliant idea. He was a genius as he thought of this idea. Proud of himself, he ordered his lackeys to follow him to the Merchant Association and announced that he would become a wandering merchant, as only merchants are allowed to buy anything directly from the farms. Well, this was a shock to the lackeys and the merchant, but what can they do? They tried to say first they should inform his father, but Oren said no need to tell his father about this small thing. Instead, he suggested his lackey also become wandering merchants, and he will sponsor them. And like that, if all of them will become merchant, they will multiply the money by 2 or 3 times. They will pile up food like a mountain and leave his father speechless. Then, with a smirking smile, he said he will multiply 1,000 tower coins to 10 times. He thought he was born to be a merchant, and using his merchant skill, he will become the richest person on the tower and play with melons and milkers all day, all night. While saying this, he started to dance and move forward, saying what he will do when he will become famous, how the legend of Oren, the legendary merchant story, will be told on every floor of the tower. And scare him? Well, boy, oh boy. He was watching this from the back and laughing from the inside, saying he got his next victim. He called Oren from the back and introduced him, saying he is Scarum, a wandering merchant, and does he want to become a wandering merchant? Oren replied, yes, he wants to become, but why he is asking. Scarum explained that he has something good for Oren, and does he can multiply his money with this scheme. Guys, I am telling you, stay away from any person who says he can multiply your money, but you guys can indeed multiply the likes and subscribers. So please like and subscribe to support me. Then with a creepy smile, Scarum said he has some rare items from outside the tower that are so rare that he can't get it from anywhere. And this item will make Oren rich. Well, someone is going to get ripped off. Meanwhile, Theo was also on the 75th floor, buying some things Seo Jun told him to buy, like blankets, food utensils, and lastly, he also bought some new boxes of nails for him. Then, as he was walking down the street, checking what next item was on the list, his cat senses activated. He noticed a worn-down weapon and immediately grabbed it, feeling like this was special. Well, Theo's cat sense was never wrong, so he decided to buy it. Well, as he was in the process of buying this weapon from this cute mole reading a newspaper, someone with an arrogant voice said, "Oh my, who do we have here?" This startled Theo. He turned back, and there Oren was standing with his lackeys saying, "Isn't this Theo, the guy who fled at night from the village and never returned?" Theo, as he realized this was Oren, the one whom his ex-girlfriend went with, leaving his heart broken, got surprised seeing him, but was more surprised seeing the merchant badge on his chest. Then Theo asked if Oren had become a wandering merchant, and Oren, maintaining his arrogant, disgusting smile, replied, he indeed became a merchant because a lovely goblin helped him, the same goblin that helped Theo. Then angrily, he started to scream at Theo, saying the same goblin also helped Theo, but what did Theo do? He backstabbed him. Theo became a high mid-level merchant, all because of Skaram's items that are outside the tower that are so rare no one can get them, and once Theo became a little successful, he backstabbed him. Then, with a dominating tone, he asked Theo how much did he make with the items Skaram gave him. Theo at that moment realized Oren got scammed, so just how innocent Theo is. He immediately shouted at Oren, saying, "Did he really bought those trashy things from Skaram? If he did, Oren is the biggest jerk, but that Skaram is even a bigger jerk. So it's understandable that Oren got scammed, as Theo also got scammed at once a time. So just because they both got scammed, Theo decided to help Oren and asked to give all the items that Skaram gave him, and Theo will take care of them. And if Oren helps him locate Skaram, he can even catch him and get Oren's money back." But Oren was not in the mood to listen to any of Theo's nonsense. He, with an arrogant tone, calling Theo an ungrateful bastard, saying he knows he is afraid he will also become a successful merchant, a bigger one than Theo. Skaram told him everything, how Theo lied to the cops about Skaram, and now everyone thinks Skaram is a scammer just because Theo didn't want Skaram to sell those precious items to newbies, so that no one can become successful using Skaram's items easily like Theo did. Well, Theo, while hearing all this, realized Oren's idiotic level is on another level. He tried to explain that he is not deceiving Oren. The reality is Skaram is the one scamming him, and if they don't hurry, Skaram will run with all the money of Oren and they will never be able to catch him. But Oren was stubbornly convinced that Theo was a scammer, and for him, Skaram was like a god. Now Oren had enough of Theo's nonsense. He, while pointing his fingers, shouted at Theo, "I've heard enough of your nonsense. Theo, you're just a lowly beggar, a small fry who only became a mid-grade merchant because of Skaram, nothing else. You're a loser, just like when you confessed to Meryl and she rejected you and chose me." Hearing his ex-girlfriend's name, Theo got a little annoyed. With an irritated tone, he asked, "How is Meryl? Is she doing well?" But Oren, standing up, tried to dodge the question, saying, "Who is Meryl? I don't know who that woman is." Then, seeing this opportunity, Oren's lackey revealed that the same sad Theo left Meryl, and after having some fun with Oren, Meryl also dumped him, saying his PP was very little and money isn't everything. This made Oren embarrassed and furious. He started shouting at his lackeys, "Meryl didn't dump me, I dumped her." Theo, trying to calm the situation, patted Oren's shoulder, saying, "It's okay, Oren, as Meryl always liked big cucumbers, so don't take it to heart." But this only made Oren even more furious. He flicked Theo's hand off his shoulder, saying, "I don't need your comfort." He then announced that he would sell items from outside the tower to the Minotaur King of the 99th floor. Skaram told me that the Minotaur King likes items from outside the tower. I'll take this opportunity to build a good relationship with the Minotaur King and make the strongest individual in the tower my supporter. While saying this, he turned back, waved Theo off, and headed to the 99th floor. Once he become good friends with the Minotaur King, it won't be a problem for someone with great talent like him to become a high-level merchant. It's just a matter of time before he do, and someone like Theo would never dare to dream of making connections with the Minotaur King. Oren continued walking forward, leaving Theo dumbfounded. He was so shocked by all this nonsense that his soul almost left his body for a moment. From behind, Theo said, "Good luck, Oren," with a sad tone, making Oren believe he was on a high horse. But inside, Theo was damn happy. With a mischievous smile, he started to laugh. "Oh boy, Oren, see you on the 99th floor, my baby." Meanwhile, on the 99th floor, we see that the corrupted entities and the small branch tree scouts are invading the farm of our boy, Seo Jun, once again. But this time, the baby bear and the mother bear are ready to fight the whole group. They've barricaded the entire farm with the wood they got from the previous raid. Seo Jun, along with the Black Rabbit, is also watching the large army of corrupted entities. They're ready, poised to fight. Seo Jun was extremely angry, saying, "So they are the ones who want to smash Flame." Then he took out his new dish, locust soup, and everyone, with a serious face, drank their fill in one gulp. Immediately, the system notified them that they had consumed combat food, and their strength increased by 7.1 for the next 30 minutes. Seo Jun gave his bowl, dripping with some soup, to the queen bee, and she blinked her eyes, happy to finally be able to drink some juice. He cleaned his mouth and thanked her. The whole group, along with the baby bear, mother bear, and black rabbit, was ready to fight the corrupted entity. And with that, the war between the creatures of the 99th floor and the corrupted entities raged on once again. The baby mother duo of the bears were smashing every tree they could get their hands on with a single punch. Even Seo Jun was slashing through the small tree scouts with his legendary black dagger. Finally, the cute little warrior rabbit was smashing the heads of the trees with his wooden hammer. The whole group was showing off their skills, and the corrupted entities were dropping like flies, one by one. Suddenly, a large tree fell near Seo Jun, and a flexible tentacle shot out from a large black void, trying to attack Seo Jun with all its might. But suddenly, we see our cute little wandering cat merchant, Theo, come to the rescue. He was equipped with his new razor-sharp claws that he just bought. His eyes glowed with a golden aura as he shouted at the corrupted entities, "I can't tolerate an invasion of these evil creatures onto the 99th floor." It was the first time we saw Theo in action. As he slashed each and every corrupted tree with his sharp claws, the tree fell down in multiple bite-sized pieces. Theo landed on the ground, his claws glinting like Iron Man's armor. Seo Jun was really happy to see that his trusty wandering cat merchant could also fight. Theo, curious, asked, "Who are these creatures?" Seo Jun began explaining. "Just after you climbed down, these bastards barged in. They're corrupted trees. And I found out there's an apple tree named Flame inside the cave. These corrupted trees are after Flame." Theo was very confused, not understanding what Seo Jun was trying to say. But right in the middle of Seo Jun's explanation, a corrupted tree attacked from behind, startling him. Even before Seo Jun could react, Theo jumped in and, with his new razor-sharp claws, slashed the tree like he was cutting paper. Seeing this, Seo Jun said, "I'll explain everything later. First, let's get rid of these bastards. Then we can talk." This war wasn't over yet. Both the cat and the tower farmer realized they were surrounded by multiple corrupted tree scouts. They decided to deal with the invaders first and talk later. Seo Jun was slashing through the trees while Theo started rummaging inside his pouch. "I brought something helpful for you," Theo shouted. Seo Jun turned around, curious, and saw it was some kind of weapon. It had attracted Theo's attention so much that he bought it without even thinking. Seo Jun smiled as he looked at the new weapon. He called out to the tower manager, "Eileen." She responded quickly, saying she had been watching everything. The weapon got teleported to the dragon, and Eileen immediately appraised it without hesitation. Seo Jun handed her a cherry tomato as payment. Suddenly, multiple notifications popped up, telling our boy that the appraisal skill had been used on the weapon. The weapon teleported back into Seo Jun's hands. It was some kind of hatchet. This weapon was named the Great Warrior UK's Throwing Hatchet. Seeing the new weapon, Seo Jun immediately realized that, since this was a named item, it was going to be really overpowered. Seo Jun, after reading the description on the hatchet, stood with his hand raised high, holding the hatchet like he had just received a legendary weapon. And with this, the chapter ends. The next episode is very special. It's the 69th Incher. Don't forget to write next Incher, subscribe, and like the video. Goodbye.